This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Welcome back to another bonus episode of Close Friends.
Hi, we have a very exciting, we're going to kick off this Close Friends with something very exciting for me. This feels like my whole life has led up to this moment. We have a stookie from Big Fat Tart. I said this company, Big Fat Tart, was my royal flush the other day, or a few weeks ago now. And they obviously heard our episode, and they have this thing called a stookie, sticky date pudding cookie. They have sent us one to try. Well, they've sent us a few to try. They sent us a lot of things, actually.
And I also want to say, shout out to Brittney, who has sent us these because she's left us some notes in these boxes. By the way, she's given us 2 boxes of stuff. As a small biz, any exposure is good. And your scrollers have already ordered. So thank you. Hope you love them. Brittney, your big fat tart.
Oh, I love that.
Hannah's already ripped into it. Oh, we're just
really?
going
You're
straight
already
in.
going.
So we are having our first ever stookie.
Okay, which I'm eating with a spoon, and I don't know whether that's like illegal because I feel like it's cookie vibes.
Okay, I'm
going to eat it with a spoon.
I'm going to try it. I'm not really getting much sticky date.
No, I thought the same thing.
Let me get some from the top. Tell you what we need with this, some cream. Oh, no, now I'm getting sticky date.
Oh, it's in the middle. Oh, there we go. Wow.
The outside bit, I was like, wait, this isn't sticky date. And now I've had the middle. I'm getting the sticky date. We've heated them up as per your request.
Yum.
I like it. We should have thought ahead. We should have bought in some cream or ice cream.
Approved.
Yeah, okay. That gets a tick of approval from me.
Yum.
As a sticky date pudding connoisseur, I approve the stookie.
And you do really taste the cookie too.
It's quite an experience. I feel a stookie is something you should all try at least once in your life.
Like the outside shell has got like a bit of a crunch, but not a lot. Soft and gooey in the middle.
Yum, yum, yum.
I approve. A big fat yes from me. I'm going to eat the whole thing.
Yeah, go for your life. While you do that, I'm going to read out this question. Don't forget, scrollers, we have our email. It's always in the show notes for you. I forget what it is. Scrollers at
novapodcast.com.au.
whatever the bloody hell it is. It's in the show notes anyway. But you can always send us an email. We love getting your emails, and sometimes our producer Hannah finds a little gem in there and goes, I think you should answer this one on the podcast. And that's what she's done today. We actually haven't even read this one yet. So it's as much a surprise to us as it is to you. But this is a question about relationships, apparently. It says, hey, Matt and Britt, love the show. You recently spoke a bit about your relationships and I'm being a bit nosy here, but would love to hear more. Reflecting on the years of being together, has life with your partners turned out how you thought? Example, Brittney, you work with AJ. What's that like? And also, what's it like dating in the public eye? And do you have any horror stories? And did AJ and Sky knew who you were before you met?
I love this
Thanks.
question.
It's a great question.
So when I got into my relationship with AJ, it was when I was in the peak of my YouTube popularity. Like, I want to say like I was more popular back then, but in a different kind of way, like in a YouTuber way. But I feel like with Fate and everything now, I'm still like equally as popular, but in a different way. It was very much like, that's Brittney Lee Saunders. Like, she's a YouTuber, whereas people might now just be like, oh yeah, she owns Fate. And so I had come off the back of a very public relationship. Before my relationship with AJ, I had another boyfriend who Matt absolutely hated.
Which one? Yeah. Never liked him, but never liked the one before that either.
Yeah, there was 2 there before AJ that Matt didn't approve of. Why didn't you tell me?
One, you're a very stubborn person. And I, in my defense, definitely told you about the most recent one. And the other one, I definitely think I raised red flags with you.
I think I must have just like...
I think you were just like, no. And I'm going, girl, this ain't right.
Isn't it funny though? Like, I think literally all of us go through that at some stage where you are just completely blind to your reality. And even if your friends are going, look, I think this guy is not fucking good. Like, why are you chasing him around? But you're just so in your own world and your own mind that you're like, no, but I love him. But like you look back, you're like, ew, I never fucking loved that guy.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been stubborn like that in the past too. Everyone in my life is like, get rid of him, kick him to the curb. And I'm like, no, we're getting married. No, we're getting married. What are you talking about? No, yes, he's an asshole, but he's my asshole forever.
Oh, God.
Glad
I think
I'm
we
no
go through
longer like
that
that.
to learn because, like, look at us now.
For sure, blessing or a lesson, etc., etc. Anyway, any
to-
horror stories?
Well, back to what I was saying. So I'd come off a really public relationship. Like, we had a fucking YouTube vlogging channel together and everything. So I went through the whole, like, really public relationship thing. Broke up, went through the breakup online. Then when I got with AJ, like 6 months later or whatever, there was, and again, this is in the YouTubey days, so there was so much speculation. Oh, she's got another boyfriend. Watch them break up. Like I got so many comments about AJ, and it was at that moment that the good thing about AJ was he didn't have social media. He didn't know who I was when we met, which was really nice for me because that's when I was in the YouTube peak days. So when I met him, it was really refreshing that he had no idea who I was and he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. He didn't have Instagram. He didn't have YouTube. He was just a tradie who didn't give a fuck about social media. So I feel like that was perfect for me at that time. And I remember choosing to actively not share him on social media. Like I think I did a photo here and there or whatever, and that was it because there was so many people saying like, oh, she's got another boyfriend. Watch this relationship fail in fucking 6 months, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think when I got with AJ that this is going to be my forever person because I was so young. Like we've been together for like 7 years or whatever now. And I think back to 7 years ago and like, yeah, I really liked AJ when I met him and I wanted him to be my boyfriend. But I think I was too young back then to like think of forever or the future. Like I think I was still figuring out who I was back then. So it was never a thought in my mind like, oh, we're going to spend the rest of our lives together. But now, like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. What about you?
What was the question?
Well, I think you've already told the story
I know,
on
I've
this
already
pod
told the story a million times.
of you and Sky meeting.
What's it like dating in the public eye? Well, I keep my relationship really separate to, at the end of the day, this is like my job. This is my job. And I know a podcast is a bit different. We get to talk about personal things on a podcast. That's a little bit different. This is, as we've said before, a corner of the internet where we can talk about things that we don't talk about elsewhere. But I really don't. I actually often get asked if Sky and I have broken up because I don't post about him.
And I think that's really nice.
Well, I keep a lot of it off because, as I said, this is my job at the end of the day, or Instagram or TikTok or whatever it might be is my job. First of all, he's not really that type of person that wants to be in the spotlight anyway.
Same with AJ.
He's such a supporter. Like he's a supportive person to everyone in his life. I don't know. I just feel like there are people out there who like it's their job on this earth to like support other people. You know what I mean?
He is a supporter.
And he does a great job at it. Absolutely
Sky's
incredible.
a supporter. AJ's a provider.
Yeah, okay, there you go. And at the end of the day, sorry, the point that I'm trying to make here is I don't go to his team meetings. I don't go and go to work with him. I don't go visit his stores that he looks after. I don't go and do his work calls. So basically what I'm saying is this is my job. So like I keep it very separate and I also like having, I think the thing as well with Sky is what I've spoken about before is in the past, I've like forced my boyfriends on all my friends and then it gets very messy and blah, 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 blah. Well, very similar with social media. I also don't really want people in our business or speculating, as you said with AJ. Like I think as well, like you all don't know Skylar at all. He is genuinely like, I mean, describe him. He is the nicest
Sweet.
person in the entire world, wouldn't hurt a bloody fly, never has a bad word to say about anyone. And I know that the internet can be evil. So I also try and protect him from that a little bit because I won't be able to deal with people just being nasty for the fucking sake of it. So the less that people see of him, I guess, the better. And also kind of love the mystery, you know?
It's a bit nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would say the same, like, with AJ. People will, like, AJ's just naturally, organically been in, like, not so much my content, but the fake content, like, over the last couple of years. But even then, like, I don't share all that much of my personal life online, even though it looks like I do. But most of what I share is actually work. It's me at work. Like, it's rare that, like, I post content of something at home, or it might be like I've done something about the house or whatever. But, like, I don't talk about my relationship with AJ online. We don't share what we do on the weekends, really. And I think I've done that, like, intentionally and unintentionally over the years. Because, again, like, everyone would feel like they know AJ, but what do you really know about AJ on social media? Like, they just know he's a bit funny. They know he likes KFC.
Yeah.
But, like, that's kind of it. And I think it's been really nice I've shared AJ over the years, but people don't really know AJ that well. Like, they just know the little fun things. But, like, our actual relationship and what we get up to off social media is fully off social media. And going from my last relationship where we shared our day-to-day lives in vlogs to now just, like, showing bits and bobs, I think is really nice. And I think the biggest surprise with my relationship with AJ, like, this question asked, like, what's it like working together? Like, that's been the biggest surprise in my relationship, because when I got with AJ, he was an electrician full-time, working 5 days a week. I never would have thought he would end up working with me. So that's been the biggest surprise. And people always ask us, how do you work together? And I think we're just one of those lucky couples where we can work together and we just work really well together. But I know there's so many couples out there that are like, we could never fucking work together because we would rip each other's heads off. And so fair enough. But we are also able to work together because we don't, like, sit at the same desk all day working side by side. Like, we go days and we don't see each other at work because we're doing completely different things. So it just works for us. And I'm really fortunate for that, because I know that, like, it's not normal for couples to be able to work together and live together. But we're just, like, lucky like that, where we can just work together, I would say.
The only part I don't know how to answer is, do you have any horror stories? Like, what kind of horror stories?
Yeah, do we have any horror stories? I mean, every guy that I dated before AJ is a horror story. But not really. Like, yeah, I have no regrets. I have no, like, the thing that I love.
It's just so funny because it's so fucking true.
Yeah, but again, like, as I've grown, like, I look back at myself in my early 20s and I dated so many fucking losers.
Metal militia.
Yeah, but, like, now, like, as you grow up, like, I have no hard feelings towards anyone. Like, I hope everyone's fucking happy and doing well. Like, I'm not like, yeah, he was a fuckwit.
Oh,
Like,
it could never be me.
I'm just like, I hope they're well. I have no hard feelings. I'm like, hope they're well. I've got one of my, like, very first boyfriends still on Facebook. He's got, like, 5 kids now, and I see their posts every now and then. I'm like, you know what? Good on you. Good on you, even though you used to go driving on Thursday nights with girls in the backseat of your car and I wasn't allowed and I was your girlfriend and I would cry in my room. You know, I can move past that. But in my early 20s, I felt differently. I held that fucking grudge. That was my metal militia days.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, no horror stories other than my entire dating history. But that is just life, and we go through those things to learn and grow. And that's what life is all about. Now we're happy, healthy, in comfortable, beautiful relationships. And we're very lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for your question. There's no name there. Did they want to be kept anonymous, Hannah?
Who knows?
You haven't added a name.
Thanks, Anon.
Thanks, Anon.
And thanks, Stookies, for the Stookies.
Thanks, Big Fat Tart, for the Stookies.
Yep.
And apart from that, we're going to let you get the fuck out of here. Thanks for listening, scrollers. We'll see you next Tuesday.